Today's video, I want to show you the new shed I built. Here is the shed that I have built in my yard. We needed some more storage for some things like the lawnmower and for the pool when it's put away, instead of having them in the other sheds. So I constructed this one here. So 4 feet wide by 8 feet long, 8 feet tall at the front, 7 feet tall at the back. Now it's not completely done yet in the sense that we still have trim to go on it, but it's close enough that I think I can show you guys. So I am going to give you guys a slideshow of the building process. Here we are at the very beginning when I put these concrete pads down here, got these all level, and laid them all out where they needed to be. And then I got the pressure treated 2x4s to frame up our deck that the plywood and the whole thing is going to sit on. Then we put down, before that though, I put down this thin layer of poly to keep any moisture out from damaging or rotting out the underside of that plywood. Once the plywood was down, I was able to start framing the walls. So that back wall, as I said at the beginning, is 7 feet tall, with this front wall at 8 feet tall. You can see where I left a larger opening at the front wall for our 36-inch door to sit in that spacing right there. At this point you can see my side walls were framed up with the slope for the roof pitch. Here is a short little video of showing some different angles of this. As you can see, I did temporarily brace those walls to make it easier to install the plywood, making sure everything stays square as it should. Here are my pieces on the ground laid out. Those are the pieces that make up my roof. Some of them, the 3 in the middle, had to be cut with a bird's mouth in the middle to sit on the front top plate, if that makes sense. At this point, the framing is pretty much done. I did add another stud on either side of the door opening to make that a little stronger. And at this point, I just finished up the plywood. And then once the plywood is finished, I started working on the roof. Here you can see where I'm adding that 2x6 pressure treated piece of lumber at the front to make a cleaner, nicer look at the front of the roof, and it helps with strength with the plywood edges ending there. I also did the same with the side. Really helps with strength, and the looks of it looks a lot better. Here's a look from the inside with all of the plywood done. I would have done a full video on this instead of just photos like this, but it's a lot easier as those videos typically end up being really hard to cut short, and they don't typically do very well, as most of my followers like to see the electrical and fire alarm content. Here you can see I installed the strike plate and Schlage door hardware. This still has to get rekeyed to the house, but we'll talk about that in a little bit here. Okay, so there is that. I think you guys pretty well saw every side of it in that slideshow. So I can show you guys the door that I just put on. This door was used and it was free, so it wasn't the most ideal door to install, as these hinges, I had to chisel out the stud a little bit because the hinges don't sit into this door at all, so that was a pain. But I did get door hardware on it. It isn't keyed yet to the house that I need it to be. I'm gonna key it the same as the house, which consists of back door, garage door, front door, sliding glass door, and that little shed are all operating off the same key. And I'd like to get this one off the same key as well. We kind of have 2 keying systems going on. We've got the house, which my family's got key to, and then my garage, Schlage Everest. So they just get fobs, they don't get keys, but they're able to get into there to get a lockbox and then get keys. Anyways, that's not the point. I'm just saying I've got 2 keying systems going on, Schlage Everest and the Schlage Classic system, which I'm using on this, which will get rekeyed to the house, but for now it's just using this key. So I've got a Schlage doorknob on it, storeroom function, so you can always get out of it, but there's no way of leaving it unlocked. Like, as you see, if it's in the unlocked position like that, you can't take the key out. So it always stays locked, which is what I want, so doors don't get left open if we're gonna keep valuable things in here. For now, I can just leave that key turned that way so we can do it. As you see, I do have this set up properly where this little guard latch is held back. If it's not, somebody can slip something in and slip the latch, but when it is held back, no one can. So that is done properly, where as you see, it is held back. So this whole door isn't the prettiest on this side, but that's fine, it's inside. Sorry it's getting a little dark in here as the sun's going down, but this is what it looks like in here. So anyways, this was gonna be a pretty short video, as I just want to show you guys this shed, and this will give lots of opportunities for installing more of the equipment that my channel is focused around. Anyways, yeah, this is that project. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, make sure to leave those down below. Thanks for watching.